So, hi everybody again. Nice to see you. Now we start again our group sessions and individual sessions, as you know. Very nice to see you. And as usual, in these group sessions, we start with the guided meditation in combination with this Enlightenment Activation. And I suppose all of you know how it is by now, that those who wants to have the Enlightenment Activation, you need to have the video on. So I hope you have it on now, those who wants to have it. And we just start with the guided meditation, and then the activation will start during the meditation that you have. So we just sit comfortably now. And just leave life alone for a moment. Just being here. Just allowing this moment to be exactly as it is. Everything is welcome to be exactly as it is. We don't try to welcome it, we just allow it to be here. Whatever is here. We don't push away anything. We're not interested in anything particular either. We're just sitting here, allowing the moment to be as it already is. Not interested in something particular and not doing anything at all. And usually the thoughts may grab attention. We don't push away any thoughts. They are also allowed to be here as everything else. But we are simply not interested in them. And they usually subside by a time. So we just sit here now, allowing the moment to be exactly as it is, not interested in anything specific, and doing absolutely nothing. And then the activation will start very soon. Can take 1 or 2 minutes to come out of meditation. So, there are some people who have some kind of sensations in the heart area during this enlightenment activation. Just want to clarify that you're not going to have a heart attack. You don't have to worry about that. If you have some kind of sensation in the heart, can even be pain actually, or that's a heartbeat, can be a little bit uncomfortable maybe, or usually not. It's a sign. It's a very good sign that something is opening up. The heart is opening up. The love. This is all what it's all about. It's all about love, really. That love is opening up, usually seen as a sign in the heart. It doesn't need to be this way. Oh, I don't have that. There's nothing wrong with you because you don't have it. I just say that you don't have to be worried that there's something wrong with your heart if it happens. I remember I also had it when I was sitting in Tiruvannamalai. And it was so strong that I felt, oh, something is, I'm going to have a heart attack here or something. So I contacted my teacher. He said, oh, I had the same. I had exactly the same. Don't worry, you don't going to have a heart attack. I didn't, of course. So I just want to mention this, that you know, if it happens, that is a good sign, actually. So is there anybody who has something to share? We haven't seen each other for 2 weeks now, so I just wonder if there's something to share and have some questions or other comments. Yes, Amanda.
Well, just a quick question about how you are.
Oh,
Just a little bit would just because you were there and then you weren't there, and I know you had things, but just 1 or 2 sentences would settle me.
well, one sentence is enough. I'm good.
Okay.
Still a little bit coughing sometimes, but
Mhm.
the infection is gone. I had pneumonia.
Pneumonia?
Yeah,
Mm.
pneumonia. So it's was quite
Oh, okay.
not so big one, but it was took some time for the doctors to find out this. So I went on other antibiotics before.
Right.
It doesn't work. After 10 days, it doesn't work. And then they have to look deeper, and then they saw this. So I'm fine. I'm back in business, so to speak.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda, for caring. Someone else? Not to talk about me, but talk about something more. Before we talk about the body and, okay, now we have started, so okay, let's do it then. Okay, Floyd is asking here if I fear death when it's pneumonia. Well, okay. it was a little bit provocative topic for today. You know? The body has never went well. Not the body has never been ill. The body has never been ill. Do I have Alzheimer's or something? Have I forgotten what has happened the 2 last weeks? When Christer was sick? Was he really sick? What was it was for sick? Because when we say the body has never been ill, it really means that. But we have the idea, it's an idea that there is a physical body here. That physical body can have diseases and even die, as you say, Floyd. Even fear of dying. And I will die with it because we are so connected with the body. So even the fear of death becomes so big. We have touched this subject before, but because it's a little bit actual now. So what happened these 2 past weeks in this case, and this guy here, is just experiences passing. There is no physical body. What we call a physical body are experiences. What we define as a physical body which can become ill is something which is existing independently of our experiences. This is how we define, not academically, but how we as people define a physical body, something which exists here. And which is here in the morning when we have not had any experiences of it during the night. We expect it to be in the morning, and it is. Surprise. Would be a very big surprise it was not here. Huh? So we believe that there is something called physical body. But if we look at it more closely, we see that what we call a physical body is actually experiences. These 5 senses, we call it 5 senses. 5 types of experiences is more correct to say. 5 types of experiences. Seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, and tasting. But one of them, you take one of them, you can't decide from that one that there's a physical body existing here independently of that. For instance, the sound of this voice. The sound of this voice is coming to you. It's interpreted as a voice of Christer from Stockholm on Zoom in your house. But this sound is not a proof, it's not an evidence that there exists a physical body in you which exists independently of the sound. We cannot go from the sound experience to say that there is something independently existing, a physical body which is here where we're not experiencing it. And it's the same with all the other 4 senses. So what is a physical body then? It's a thought. It's only a belief. I know this is not easy to grab. I know. This is madness, you can even say. What is he talking about? It's obvious. He was ill for 2 weeks, for God's sake. No. Firstly, was no one ill because there is no person. And secondly, there was not any physical body which was ill. Because there is no evidence that there is a physical body existing independently of our experiences. What is happening when we get sick, as we call it, or ill, depending on English or American. Huh? What happens is that we have an experience. Yes, it can be quite uncomfortable, not pleasant at all, but it's still an experience. And even if it's localized, so to speak, in the head or in the belly or wherever it is, that localization is also an experience. So what we call a physical body is actually a combination of experiences, seeing, hearing, touching, and so on, which by thought is interpreted as something which is existing independently of those experiences. Unfortunately, we can never check. We can never go somewhere, okay, I will find my physical body now, I will go into the kitchen, I will go into the wardrobe. Ah, here it is. No, it is not there. And if it would be there, strangely, there would be a new experience. So we can never check if there is a physical body here existing independently of our experiences. It's just a thought, it's just a belief. So there are no illnesses. Yeah, sounds very weird. There are no illnesses. What we call illnesses is actually a new experience. It's just another experience. Experience of what we call temperature, high temperature, fever. It's still an experience. Doesn't say anything about something which is existing independently of that experience. We cannot go there. Because we can never check if there is a physical body there. So what we call physical body, including illnesses, are actually experiences. So there is no physical body which is ill. And what we call illness are experiences. Passing. They are passing. They come and they go, as every other experience come and go. And the coughing which just happened, more example, actually happened spontaneously. That coughing is just a new experience. Actually, a new experience in you also as a sound. You see, we can never go from our experiences. That is the bottom line here. Huh? We have our experiences, and then the thinking draws conclusions on the basis of these experiences. But there is no evidence for that conclusion. We were just trained to believe when we were children that there is a physical body here. It is your physical body, and you have to take care of it, and so on and so on and so on. But the truth is that there is no physical body. There is no one taking care of it either. It just happens what happens. Things just coming and going. Everything is just happening by itself. One phenomena arising replaced by another phenomena. So what about death then? Well, in accordance with what we have been saying now, death is just a new experience. And now the neighbor is drilling the wall. I hope you can hear what I say. So death is just a new experience. An experience that we have probably never had before. But you are not in the story. You are not the person in the story. So you don't die when the body, so to speak, dies. Dying is a new experience in you. You are this which is aware of all this. You don't die. You're always here. Immortal being. That is what we feel when we meditate, no? Not go too far away from our own reality, not speak philosophy. What is the connection between this and what we actually experience in life? Well, during the meditation, we come to a state of just being here. Most of you. Just being here. A sense of being here. Sense of being present. Sense of existing. When the thoughts are not grabbing our attention. There is no thought about a physical body or physical world during meditation usually. There are no thoughts about the person who needs to fix life. And when these thoughts are not active, these misunderstandings, then we see how it is. I am here, not as a person, but I am here. Existing, living, being here, always here, independently of the so-called story, which actually, by the way, is a mental construction. You have been through this before. You are untouched by the story. You are untouched by the experience of disease. You are untouched by these experiences of death even. You're always here, always living, existing. This is what we see in glimpses during this meditation, this non-doing meditation. We come to a state of being, state of just being here, which is usually very comfortable, feeling of being home, feel being out of the mess in the story. And more we realize that I don't know if you can hear me. Okay, because I can't hear myself. Thank you. So the idea of physical illness is actually based on misunderstandings. Life is just one phenomena after the other, one experience replacing the other. But the being that you are, the true nature of you, so to speak, is always the same. So during these so-called illnesses that Krista had, so-called, being was never touched. Being was never influenced by what happens. The real, true state of being was never touched. It was just seen that this being is now showing itself as its experience. Can you hear me, or I just hear this drilling? Okay. Any questions around this?
Yeah, sure, I'll jump in.
Yeah, Fritz, welcome.
So, by the way, good to have you back.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Good to see you.
So, your approach about the body is a bit different, or it sounds a bit different to me from, let's say, Ramana Maharshi, who was heard to say, you are not the body, which I kind of get. But to say there is no body, that's, for me, at least at this point, a bridge too far. And I don't know I don't know where I'm going with this, but it's I guess you could say it's kind of hard to buy. So I don't know if you have a comment about that or not, but anyway.
Yeah, it's not so much. It's not so much about it's going too far. It's about discovering how it really is when we look. Because it is a bigger issue, actually, because it also has to do with that. Why we are talking about it at all is not only because what happened here in the previous weeks, it's also about seeing that there is duality here. When there is duality, it's not so easy to see that you are already living in oneness. That is, of course, what we want to see, that we're all living in oneness already. And how can there be oneness if there is something else which we don't have control over also, something else outside our experiences, what we call the outer physical world. Because when we talk about the physical body, it's of course has to be related to us as persons, so to speak. But we can take the road longer and see that it also applies, of course, to everything which is outside our experiences, what we call the physical world, which we just claim is there. We just believe that there's a physical world there, including physical bodies. So what we do here is not to adopt to some kind of theory or what other people or teacher has said, and I'm sure they have said it in this special context also, of course. Of course, Ramana knows how it is. But maybe he doesn't speak about it so clearly because there was no group of people to listen to it at that moment. They were maybe not ready to hear it, or I don't know. But what we do here is just to discover how it really is, to see that the idea of something independent of our experiences is just a belief. This is what we do here, which makes it more simple. Because when we discover that the idea of a physical body independently existing of our experiences, a physical outer reality independently of our experiences, when we see that it is just a belief, it makes it more simple. It makes it more simple to see oneness. That's why we talk about it in the first place. What can we know and what can we not know? And what we cannot know, we just have to discard it then. To make it clear, I'm not saying that there is no physical world. Very important to understand this. I'm not saying that there is no physical body. I'm just saying that we cannot know. We cannot know because we cannot check it. It's the belief, it's a theory, but we can never check it if it's true or not. So what should we do then here in these kind of sessions? Should we go on and speculate, or let's say that there is a physical body and then go on to the next subject? Well, it is not the way we do it here. Here we just discover what is actually true, what we can know is true. Our experiences we cannot deny. Our thoughts coming we cannot deny, and so on and so on. What is our experiences from morning to evening we can't deny. But the thoughts, which says something which is beyond the experiences, then those one we can look at more closely. And then we find that we can actually not know if there is a physical body here or not. We cannot know if there's a physical reality outside our experiences or not. And you see, I'm not negating that maybe there is a physical reality and physical bodies, but we can never check it. So in these kind of sessions, we just have to leave that package to the philosophers. They can argue about it, and the subject of if there is a physical world outside our experiences has been debated for 2,500 years in the philosophy area. And no one has come to any conclusion. Why? It's because it's just opinions. It's just perspective, because we can never check if there is such a physical reality that the thinking talks about. So what we do here, that we find, okay, we cannot know this. So let's go further then. We just have to realize this is a belief. We cannot presuppose that there's a physical body here because we can never know it if it is. And then it becomes easier, okay? So, yes, Amanda, thank you. See you soon. Then we can just go further and see what is here then. So what is here? If we take away the beliefs about the physical body and physical world, if we take away the belief in a person, we have been there many times. If we take away all these beliefs, because we cannot know if there are any. We cannot check. What is left? What is left is you. Surprise. You're here. We can't deny that, can't we? Can we? We are here existing. Not maybe as a personal ego, but we are definitely here existing. Just being here, existing, living. And then we have something else also. We have these experiences, we call them. Feelings, sensations, body sensations, events. The 5 input from the body, so-called. This is what we have. So we have on the one side, this feeling of living, this feeling knowing, I live, I exist, I am here. And then we have all these things which are coming and passing. And they seem to change all the time, changing. One experiences replacing the other. But you are not changing. You are always the same. Haven't you been the same all the time? Were you somebody else? I'm not talking about personality here, but the feeling, knowing I exist, I live, which is an extraordinary thing actually. The feeling knowing I am here, I live, that has always been the same. And it is always the same. It's somehow outside time. It's timeless. You are this timeless being. It's actually total love also. If you don't see it now, you will see it later. And then we have this, which is changing all the time. So we have the unchanging, the me, I am here, present, the pure being, and this changing. Seems to be two. Is it two? No, it is not two. It is one. And that is extraordinary discovery. That this pure being that you see during meditation, just sense of being here, existing, is actually showing itself as the story. And if you don't see it now, you will see it. And that everything becomes one. The reality is just one. This pure being which is totally still, which we feel inside, and this dynamic activity we call life. It's the same being showing itself as this stillness and the story. You know the metaphor I use about the ocean and the waves. Here is no, if we take in some kind of ideas about the physical body or physical world outside the the ocean, we will just go astray. We don't see how it really is. So to answer your question, long answer to your question, Fritz says, what we do here is not to propose some kind of ideas or theories. We just look and discover how it really is, that there is no support, there is no evidence for anything else than me and my experiences. And I think you know that also, Fritz, huh? Awareness, and what awareness is aware about, aware of. I don't know if you want to have any comments on this, Fritz.
Yeah, I wasn't questioning it just to question it. I understand that we have all these ideas about bodies and world and all this, and they're just that, they're ideas, they're concepts. And then there's something that's aware of those ideas and concepts, and that's something that's really impossible to describe.
Yeah, it's because we're going one step further now, if I may say so, because we have the idea then that there is something which is aware of these things going on, what we call experiences and feelings and sensations and so on, and body.
And I'm not
react.
even saying it's a thing. It's just, yeah, question. Unknown.
Yeah. So the truth is that there is no one being aware of anything. That is the final truth. It seems to be that we are here, I am here, and I am aware of what is going on in the so-called personal world. That is an interpretation.
Sure.
So that is another idea that I am here and being aware of what is going on there. But if we look at it a little bit more closely, we see that, is it really so that there is someone here or awareness here, being aware of what is going on? No, we don't see that actually. What is true is that this pure being is not aware of anything. This pure being is showing itself as the experiences. It's not aware of the experience. It's showing itself as the experiences, as the feelings, as the body sensations, as thoughts. Can you see the difference here, Fritz? It's not about two, because being awareness, being aware of, or a person being aware of, it means two. Still dualism, but reality is one. And the truth is that there is only one reality showing itself as this feeling, knowing of existence, existing or existence, and these experiences which are coming and going. There's no one aware of it. It's just one simple unity. Can that be more clarifying for you? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah. This is very deep, of course, because here we are touching the final truth, so to speak. And to understand that what we talk about here can be a little bit paradoxical sometimes. Because when we talk, we're talking on different levels. So when we say that I am here and then, so to speak, observing what is there, I'm usually using the word so to speak. I don't know if you notice that. I'm using the word so to speak because it's actually not true. But we cannot say everything at the same time. So that for pedagogic reasons, we have to go from layer to layer, and to see at the end that there is only one reality, and that is what you are. You are this one reality, which is called so many things: pure awareness, pure consciousness, being, presence, whatever. And that which is total love. Without that, there is no enlightenment. To see that the nature of this existence that you are is total love and total bliss, which is not an experience, but the quality of this oneness, of this one being, you could say, because the oneness is also quality of being. That's why we call the website Only Being Is, because only being is showing itself as what is now, this moment. What is now, this moment, is what is. And the being which you are, this pure being which you are, this blissful, loving being that you are, is now showing itself as what is in you exactly at this moment. That's why there is nothing that is not enlightenment. There is only enlightenment. Even the unpleasant experiences is also enlightenment, because it is the being showing itself as what is in the moment. And when this is seen, not talked about, not thought about, not reading about, when it is seen as a living reality in your life, then there is freedom. and total happiness. Untouched by what happens in the story. Enjoyable now. Not serious anymore. Not so important. Nothing needs to change. To see that there is no person that have to fix it. It's one part of it, of course, that we have been looking on quite much. And we will continue to look at that actually in the proceedings of these meetings. Any other questions around this, or any other questions at all around something else? You don't have to adopt this kind of things that is said here as some kind of philosophy. Please don't. Your experiences and your insights is the only thing which is important. And what you don't see now, you will see later. Should you just go on, and when you feel the longing to just sit and be and to meditate, you listen to that longing if it's practically possible. And then we see each other here as often as you can. And we have this enlightenment activation also, which is boosting this breaking through. Because you are coming here because the truth wants to break through. It's very important to understand this. You are coming here because the truth wants to break through in you. So usually we think that, oh, I don't feel good. I don't feel good. I need to have some kind of help here. I need to go to psychologist or whatever it is. Whatever diagnosis. I don't feel good. But not feeling good is actually the truth trying to break through. And to tell you something is not right here. Something is missing. I am not happy. And then the questioning of that unhappiness starts. Maybe it starts with therapy, and then it maybe ends in these kind of meetings. But it is a truth what wants to break through from the very beginning and to show you how it really is. That if you are unhappy, it's because there's a misunderstanding about life. And this is what we do here. To discover that place within where there is happiness. And to question why this happiness is not here all the time during activity. This is what we also do here and in individual sessions, of course. Because everyone is unique, it's most efficient to do it on an individual level. So instead of seeing, oh, I don't feel good again, oh, I'm one more unhappy day, which is a little bit negative view. How long will it last? Maybe there's another attitude available. Oh, so there's more misunderstandings here that needs to be cleared. What can it be? Why am I not feeling good? Why have I misunderstood? And then we can come to these group sessions and individual sessions to find out what has been misunderstood. And this is what we do, of course. Because all the time when you don't feel good, it's because something has been misunderstood. It's very simple, actually. And this not feeling good is emotion, of course, arising. It's tension in the body. And it's destructive beliefs, negative beliefs about ourselves, about life, and about others. It's one package, expressing itself in a different way for different people. So Lena, what about Turkey? Suddenly to wake you up.
Yeah, maybe next time, because now it is late. Maybe you say some words.
It depends on how much time we have. But I have time if people have time. I mean, but maybe you want to do it next time instead? It's up to you.
No, it's okay. Actually, still I anticipate. I like this idea, and I'm trying to arrange it with my Turkish friends. And of course, this 10 days is a little bit challenging, and I don't know how many people will come. But already about 5 people are. They say that they are going to come.
Then I will come.
But still, yeah. Well, I think we will go anyway, because we expect 2 parts of the program. About 2 weeks at the end of August is just for open sessions.
Mm-hmm.
Just the same style as in India. Just we give the location, and people can come for individual and group sessions. And now it is we are just looking for the place, what place is better, so that we can invite other people. We think about Chirali, Fethie, and Kash, one of them. And for the retreat, that will be from the 1st to the 10th of September. I like Cappadocia very much, but maybe we will find something in Mersin. I don't know. Still, it is the main issue is the price, because Turkey is in a great crisis now, and they have quite high prices now. So we are trying to check what is the best conditions for us.
But if there are 5 people already, then I will come, because it's always people coming, adding, so to speak. It's my experience, that when we start to be a little bit more active and, so to speak, show what we have to offer, then people get interested, and then other people get interested, and so on and so on. So it's a bubble on the pond, so to speak. It becomes more and more. So it's very good. It's very good news. Thank you very much. Why do we need to go to retreat then? Isn't it enough to come here and have individual sessions? It's beautiful what we do here, but retreat makes it much quicker, because when we are living in daily life, even if we come here and meditate, maybe even every day, and get this activation, we're still coming back to the old program, which has a very strong tendency. It's your identity, actually. Your identity is the old program. You just have to face that. It's not easy. The old program is grabbing attention all the time. And what we're trying to do is to take away the charge of some main beliefs, especially the belief in a person, which is the center of our life. We believe that there's a person here who needs to fix life, who is not good enough, who doesn't like the present moment, is worrying about the future, blah, 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 what we have been going through so much. And to take away the charge, the power of this belief in the person me, is very good to be in a retreat. So we will focus very much individually, as I said before. The retreat is based on individuals. Even if we will meet in groups 1 or 2 times per day and have enlightenment activations, for instance, and meditating and questions and answers and some topics, of course, but it is an individual retreat, even if it is in a group settings, because you are unique. So we will work with your unique old program. And when we do it so intensively as we do during retreat, it's much more easy to cope with the old program reoccurring if it comes back in daily life when you come back then. That is the idea. To finish off the story, to finish off the discovery path once and for all. I'm not saying that we should have retreats every week. Should be enough with one. Any questions around this? So let's see, Lena, what happens. So we really can talk about it more in the coming meetings. Anyone who wants to say something at all? Or we had something here, I don't know. Okay, no. So we will continue the next coming days. We'll schedule as before to have tomorrow and Friday only the meditation and activation enlightenment, half an hour. And then we have satsangs on Saturday and Sunday, as usual. Okay, thank you very much for today. It was very nice to see you. Thank you.